On top of this rain flooding situation since this morning, our crews out there tracking the areas hardest hit. Some parts of the city just underwater. Sarah Hollenbeck joins us live near 103rd and State Line Road with more on the impact this flooding is causing.
All of these businesses here had to be evacuated. You can see the water here rushing into the parking lot, and this is actually a lot better than it looked just a few minutes ago. This is very quickly receding, but take a look at Indian Creek back there and see how quickly that water is rushing. That is the big concern here today, and all of these businesses had to close because of it. Kansas City firefighters checked 107 homes and more than 60 businesses for flooding danger. 28 homes are now evacuated and about 20 businesses in Kansas City and Leawood. We also talked to surveyors with the U.S. Geological Services, and they say that the creek is about 16 feet deep and is rushing very quickly. On a normal day, it rushes at about 30 feet per cubic second. Here, it's rushing 14,000 cubic feet per second very quickly. Business owners grabbed as many computers, files, and tables as they could before rushing out.
Move the van, finished loading the van because I have a wedding reception I'm doing tonight. So that was a little scary. I already told the bride and groom everything's fine, we'll be there. She was panicked, very panicked, but I'm like, coaches might be flooded, but I've got everything and we will be there.
Now, the good news is the creek seems to be receding very quickly, so luckily these businesses are hopeful that they'll be able to open in just a few hours. We are live in Kansas City. Sarah Hollenbeck, 41 Action News.
And we continue our team coverage now with Jenna Hanchard, who's in a similar area as Sarah near 101st and Warnell, and that's where homes had to be evacuated. Jenna?
That's right. These red tags were on the doors of these homes over on 101st and Warnell, but they've since been removed. That's because maintenance crews were told by firefighters that residents can actually return to their homes now. That happened just about 20 minutes ago. That's because that water that you see there, that's receded, they said, about 6 inches in the last half hour. That's why residents have been able to return back to that home. So what you're seeing right now, this water essentially covers a bike path. You see residents that are down over at the other end of that water. These people essentially used to be able to cross this. Now it's completely covered by a creek. I talked to residents that lived here, and they say this is not the first time that they had to be evacuated.
Well, they need to do something. I thought they supposedly had fixed it, you know, because the first time it happened, it may have been about 2 or 3 years ago, and they were supposed to have been doing some improvements then, but it looked like it's not working.
And he said he's actually going to look to try to move next. And so this water is starting to recede and starting to go back just as before we even got here. It started to go down. At least that's what we heard from fire crews when they got here. But residents are slowly starting to come back in. We'll have much more in a live report in 30 minutes. Reporting live in Kansas City, Jenna Hanchard, 41 Action News.